Yeah, that's pretty rusty right there. Welcome back to Living with a Classic, and a special big welcome to all the new subscribers. The previous video where I picked up this 1991 Daimler XJ40 has been the most popular video on my channel so far. As of recording this, the video's been up for about 2 days and has over 4,000 views, which is huge for me. Also, you've got a lot of great comments. You guys seem to really like the car and you're excited about what I'm going to do with it. Also, a lot of new subscribers, so say welcome to all new subscribers. So I thought we'll do a second video here where we have a look at everything that's broken on this car, because it is quite a project. But you know, on this channel I like to buy these sort of broken old Jags and fix them up. That's the whole idea. So if you're new to the channel and you want to see more project videos before you get new videos on this one, you should check out a playlist. I'll put a link to it up above and down below. It's where I basically got a 1975 XJ6 with a blown head gasket. Got that one very cheap as well also, and put it back on the road for about $500. I think it was $580. There's a whole playlist and I go through and I cover all the costs. So if you want to see some more project videos, I put a link to that down below so you can have a look at that. So we're going to have a look at this car, see everything that's broken on it and bad on it. Then we're going to go through my plans for this car and what I'm going to do with it. I'm also going to let you guys sort of vote in the comments down below what you want me to do with the car. And then I'm going to reveal what it actually cost me. In case you missed the first video, I'm going to start with a quick overview of the car. It's a 1991 Daimler XJ40. You might be wondering, well, what's a Daimler? Isn't that basically just an old Jag? Well, yeah, it basically is. But in certain countries, mostly in European countries, up until about 2007, you could order a Jag as a Daimler. Then it would be pretty much fully loaded. You get a different interior, you get some extra chrome bits, you can get a different grille. So the extra chrome bits are here down the side, which is really nice. The grille is different since it's not a Jag, it's a Daimler. You get a beautiful D right there. The grille is fluted instead of smooth. This one is pretty much fully loaded, and I found a price guide, not for a 1991, but for a 1992. And I adjusted it for inflation and I converted it to dollars. So this car, sold new in Sweden in 1991, would have cost you somewhere between $90,000 and $100,000. And yeah, that's quite a lot of money. And let's just say it has depreciated quite a bit now 30 years later. But I'm going to let you know later what I actually paid for it. But let's have a look at what's actually wrong with it. What's broken on this car. So we can start with the wheels. Last time you saw it, it had steel wheels and winter tires on. And then I went and picked up these, which are the original wheels to the car. It was ordered with these. They're 16-inch lattice wheels, which I believe were often standard on the V12s. And, well, yeah, they're not in the greatest shape. This is one of the worst ones. But this is actually one I haven't cleaned up at all. I tried on one of the other ones. If you just polish them up, they look brilliant because these are basically bare metal. And they can polish up like a mirror shine. They'll look like chrome. So that would be a future project, just polishing these up to a mirror finish and then probably filling in the black paint here that's faded and then getting new center cap. So that would be a future project, fixing up the wheels because they kind of let down the car at the moment. I mean, from a ways back like this, one in the back which I cleaned up a little bit, it doesn't look too bad, but I think when they're all shiny and just like all the chrome on the car, they will look really fantastic. Speaking of chrome, there's one bit of chrome that's missing, but I found some extra chrome in the boot here, and I think it's the piece that goes under here. But this whole thing is a little loose, so I'm gonna have a look at that. Also, probably rust-proof under here because they tend to rot there. There's no real rot on this boot lid back here, so that's great. And see if I can get that chrome to fit on again. One other issue with the car is that the rear lights have sadly cracked. It still passes inspection and MOT with it, but it really lets down the car. And on the Daimler, these were, let's see, they were black on this model, and some of them had more of a purple tint. These are the black ones. They're a little hard to get a hold of, so I'm going to try and get a hold of a set of those black ones with the chrome surround. Hopefully I can get those because all the other lenses on the car are in excellent shape and the Daimler script back there is in really nice shape, so hopefully I can find one of those. I'm also missing some corner pieces here, both sides in the rear. I'm not really sure what they're actually supposed to look like, so if anyone can let me know what they're called or what to look out for, I'd like to replace those. Let's jump right into the rust, shall we? Underneath, the car is really good. However, here where they all rot out, it's pretty much the same on both sides. So there is rust developing here, coming from the inside out, and I believe that is because the drains for the sunroof come down here, and then water sits here, and also water from rain down there. And there's apparently like a little pocket behind here where water gets caught, and then it rots from the inside out. So there's that to take care of. Then there's this weird thing here, which is some type of run from up here, and I don't know if it's paint or what it is. I haven't really had a closer look at it yet, but that's kind of strange. Otherwise, of course, I mean, this thing has 136,000 miles or 220,000 kilometers. It's almost 30 years old, so yeah, there's some rock chips and stuff. So I think some touch up to the paint would really do this car well. This will have to be sorted along with the other rust, which we'll have a look at in a bit. And it will have to be painted as well. But the nice thing, like I mentioned in a previous video, that the car doesn't really need any paint above the pinstripe, because I really want to keep this pinstripe. So hopefully I can find a good painter who could paint it from here down, or maybe from here down if you want to fix this as well, and match the paint color well, so it looks presentable. On this side, actually a little bit worse over here because in the front as well. But so far, I think same idea here. New piece of wing from here and down. And the funny thing is, it's not at all in the sill or anything, which is great. And then hopefully you can paint that as well. No weird run on this side. And just, yeah, you know, your normal scratches and stuff up here. But all of these, I think, can be polished out. Then we have the rear arches where they all start to go. And it's just starting to go here as well. But I think it's at the point where it can pretty easily be saved, so this will have to be cut out and a new arch put in, I believe. Maybe on this side it can be saved, but on the other side it's a little bit worse. As you can see, it's a little bit worse here, so we'll have to put in some new metal here, yeah, until about here, or maybe all the way. We'll see what's easiest. And then the car will need some paint back here as well. But that is pretty much it with the rot on the car, which I think is really excellent for the age of the car. The doors are really nice. There's no bubbling down here. I felt them all on the inside as well. They all look really nice. And the best part is there's nothing around the windows or anything. That's all in excellent shape. So I think once that's sorted, I'm definitely going to do a proper underseal job in this car and put wax in all the cavities. Hopefully the rot won't come back if it's well sorted, and then, you know, the car's looked after and garage kept. But now let's have a look at the interior. There are some things broken and missing here as well. Most of it's pretty good, but for instance here, this door card is completely not attached down there, so we need some new clips for that. Otherwise, electric windows and everything works back here. Rear seat is in excellent shape. Just has a tiny little mark there, which I just noticed. Not really sure what that is. And then there is a small little mark. It's right there in the shadow, but small little mark right there as well. But I think all of this will just clean up, and I will just, you know, clean up the leather and treat it, and it should last a long time. The car does have these sun visor screens back here, and I haven't really touched them because they usually tend to be broken, so I'm gonna assume that they're probably broken as well. And then the big thing in the interior letting it down is this very saggy headliner. So that's definitely gonna be completely replaced. I'm just gonna get a new headliner for it and put a new one in. And that should be a fun job. I've done it on a few other Jags, but never on an XJ40, so hopefully that's pretty easy on these as well. And of course, even though you saw them last time, we have to have a look at those beautiful picnic tables. And they work perfectly. up front, things are pretty good. No rips or really tears in the interior here. It's just very dirty. So yeah, let me know in the comments down below if you want an interior detail video. I can go through where we basically clean up the whole interior, clean up the leather, detail everything, and I think I can make this interior look brand new. So let me know in the comments down below if that's something you want to see. Now that we're in the car, there's also one more thing. There's a rubber seal that goes around here and it's completely come off. It looks like someone's had a try at gluing it in place or something before. There's some residue here, so I think I'm gonna have to remove this trim here and fix this. Maybe this will be an easy thing to fix when the headlining is out. Not really sure, but that's something that has to be fixed. But I have the keys now, so I thought we'd start it up so you can hear it run, and then we'll have a look under the hood. So yeah, it starts up right away. It does still have that check engine light. If you start it from cold and let it warm up, you get a fuel fail 44. However, if you restart the car, it goes away. So that's really odd. So probably something electrical that we're gonna have a look at. And here is that 4-liter straight 6 beast. And it looks quite a mess, but it runs really nicely. It's very smooth, very quiet. See? It does run very well. I'm just gonna shut it off now and then we'll have a look at what needs to be fixed under here. So most of the work that needs to be done to this car is here under the hood. This car actually has an excellent service history up until about 10 years ago. It was always serviced at main Jaguar dealers, both in Sweden and interestingly enough in Monaco. We can go through that in another video, but I think that this car has lived like a big part of its life in Monaco, which is very interesting. But in the last 10 years, it hasn't really done much. I mean, less than 10,000 miles. And I mean, the last 6 years is probably just, a few hundred miles. So it really hasn't done much in the last couple of years, and it shows. There's some, weird stuff growing on the hoses, kind of, moldy stuff. All the hose clamps have started to rust. There's a little bit of surface rust up here. And there are oil leaks, of course. It leaks up here. It leaks into the spark plug wells. And many of you guys know that there was a big puddle under the car when I picked it up. And yeah, that's from something in the hydraulic system. But the funny thing is, ever since it's gotten home, there hasn't really been any major leaks. But I think it's some of the hoses here. So I'm going to have a look at this. I also figured out that originally these cars had self-leveling rear suspension. That's been removed on this car, so I'm thinking that maybe some of this hydraulics here can be removed just to get rid of some leaks. I'm going to look into what I really need, because I only need the hydraulics for the power steering at the moment. The rest I think can be removed. Other than that, there will be a big service on the car, spark plugs, just a complete tune-up. Plugs, cap and rotor, plug wires, oil change, oil filters, air filters, all the fluids. Just get everything back in order, and we'll do all the hoses as well that are leaking, and we'll do the fuel hose as well, because that looks very, very old sitting right up there. But it runs really well actually, except for that little fault code. But I think after going through all of this and cleaning a few connectors, I think that's going to go away, because I think it's just due to lack of maintenance for a bit. I also need to pick up a new battery, because it's one of the used ones I had laying around just to get the car home, and it's not the best when it loses its charge after a couple days, so needs a new battery as well. But all of that will be in upcoming videos. I've already ordered all of the service items. They should come pretty soon, so let me know in the comments down below if you guys want to see a complete tune-up on one of these cars in the near future, and I will do that. So now that we had a look at everything wrong with this car and you see my future plans for it, I promise I'll reveal what I actually paid for it. This car wasn't really on the market. The woman who had it, she contacted a local classic Jaguar garage asking basically if they were interested in the car. They were not, and they told her that to contact me, that I usually like these kind of projects. So she emailed me a few pictures, and that's all I knew about the car. And the pictures were, from a few years ago, and it looked really nice in the pictures. And I went and had a look at it, and it wouldn't start. It had a flat battery. We found the rust. There was a check engine light when I got it going, all these things. So I basically put a bid on the car, not really knowing that much about the car. So it was a pretty low bid on the car, because I wasn't really able to test drive it. I wasn't even really able to fully try out the car. So I put a pretty low offer, and then she came back with a counter offer that I accepted. So I paid the equivalent of about $1,800 for this car, which I think is a very fair price, because at least where I'm located, for about double that amount of money, or a little bit more than that, you can pick up a pretty nice one. And it's going to cost quite a bit to get this one to be a pretty nice one. So I think at the end, I mean, it's probably more worth just to pick up a nice one and be done with it. But you know me, I like a project and I want to make videos for you guys. So it's probably not going to be financially viable fixing up this one, but it's going to be a lot of fun. I think we're going to end up with a really great car in the end. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, leave a comment down below what you think of the car. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. I put new videos every week on some Jaguar and classic car related content like this beautiful 1991 Daimler. And yeah, now you can see the headlining is, yeah, it's touching my head, so that has to be sorted out. So until next time, I'm Adam, and this was Living with a Classic. I'll see you soon.